FIFA World Cup is taking over North America. After yesterday's drawing, we know Team USA has 3 games set on the West Coast. Extreme heat and rain, though, could be a factor in the tournament. So how will this impact the matches this summer? Well, who better to ask than our next guest, 1994 Team USA FIFA World Cup player and Fox Sports lead soccer analyst, Alexi Lalas. Alexi, thank you so much for being here with us. This is big for us here at Fox Weather. We want to know, from a player's standpoint, how do you feel about the heat concerns for this year's World Cup?
Well, greetings from our nation's capital here in D.C. By the way, 34 degrees at this point. We're going to go between 30 and 40 through most of the day. We had all the snow that happened yesterday. Actually, the sun's come out, but mostly cloudy today. Okay, so when it comes to next summer, it's going to be very, very different. We know it's hot. It's hot in the summer in the United States. The interesting thing about this World Cup, there will be hydration breaks, and they will be spread out on all of the host cities. So the 11 in the United States, the 3 in Mexico, and the 2 up in Canada. So everybody is fair. Now, why is that interesting? Because there are actually 4 indoor venues, climate-controlled venues, in the form of Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, and Vancouver. And when you look at, as we're talking about here, how hot it is in the summer in the United States and Mexico and Canada for that matter, it can take a whole lot out of the players. And so there might be a competitive advantage when we find out today where those games are actually happening and who is playing there. So if you're a team like, I don't know, Argentina, for example, that might play down in Miami, a 90-minute game down in Miami might be a very different proposition than a 90-minute game indoor at Jerry's World over there in Dallas.
Alex, first of all, I got to say, your forecast, your weather reporting there right off the top of the bat was impeccable. I think you could work here at Fox Weather if you wanted to. I'm just throwing that out there for you. Second of all,
I mean, just so you know, it feels like 39. I said 34 degrees right now, but it feels like 39.
We appreciate, hey, accuracy matters. We get it. All right, so for the California games, how could mandatory cooling breaks and extreme heat play a factor in the outcomes? From what I see, if temps reach above 89.6, they take breaks in each half around 35 and 70 minutes in.
Yeah. And so, you know, this is a new type of concept for soccer, because one of the things about soccer is it kind of never stops and continues going. And so these are almost like mandatory timeouts, and there are competitive opportunities there from a coaching perspective. One of the things about a coach is when the whistle blows, you're kind of left to your own devices there on the sideline, and the players actually get to dictate the game. So this is a moment where the players can come over, obviously get the hydration. So from a physical perspective, that's important. But from a coaching perspective, it gives you an opportunity to impart some knowledge about what's going on and maybe make some changes face to face that it's more difficult to do when it comes to in a normal game where you don't get these types of breaks. But this has happened over the last few years, and it's obviously based around safety and the temperatures. Now, there might be some teams that benefit more and are more accustomed to playing in the heat, and so maybe that's a competitive advantage for them. And all these little things, small things matter, especially in a World Cup. And so as we see who's playing who and we see where those games are happening today when they do that location draw, then we'll maybe be able to say, well, this team has an advantage because they're either from a hot weather area or they played a whole lot of times in the hot weather, and this team maybe has a disadvantage because for the most of the year they're playing in cold or cooler type of climes.
Well, let me ask you this. Since you're talking about it already, which teams or team, if there's only one that you can think of, might be best for all weather conditions or any weather conditions that may be a part of this World Cup coming up?
Well, if you look at, I don't know, a team like, for example, Argentina or Brazil, teams maybe in the Central American area, if they're from an area where they play a lot of games in the heat, maybe a Mexican team, for example, but if they also have players that play their club situation, for example, in England, they almost get the best of both worlds. I do think that from a weather perspective, when you're looking this World Cup next summer, a lot of the South American teams, they won't care about the heat. They'll just go, do what they do. I actually think they might even kind of relish the opportunity to get some of these European teams up in this type of heat. Mm-hmm. But you know what? Back in 1994, before you were born, back when the World Cup was last year, it was hot back then. And newsflash, I don't need to tell you guys anything. It's hot. It's hot in the summer, and it's going to be hot next summer for the World Cup. And you're going to have to adjust. It's going to affect how the game is actually played. And who knows? It might even be one of those small little details that leads or is the difference between winning, getting a point with a tie, or maybe even losing.
In Seattle, rain's always a potential factor, right? Does any team, maybe Team USA, gain a potential advantage in a wet game?
Yeah, so the first game the U.S. is playing, we know, is going to be in Los Angeles. Second game is going to be up in Seattle. We have a long history up in Seattle. And, yeah, I know it's not stereotypical. I mean, hell, it rains a whole lot in Seattle. We all know that, and it rains consistently. They're very, very proud of it. They actually embrace it and lean into it. I actually think that what's going to happen in the Seattle game, and certainly the Seattle games, is we're going to get that little beautiful window that happens in Seattle where it's just absolutely gorgeous. So I don't think that the rain is going to. I'm hoping it's not going to play a part next summer. But if it does, you adjust.
I like it. What do you think about Team USA? Going all the way?
Absolutely, my friend. We're definitely going all the way. It was fun yesterday to see the actual draw and to see, United States, Paraguay, Australia, and a team to be named later when we find out in March, but it's going to be a European team. It is a winnable group. I think you should be very bullish about this team, not just because of the group that they have, but they're playing in the United States, and there is a magic, there is a Brigadoon-ish type of mist, a fog that comes in. You guys love to talk about weather over there. Well, it's this beautiful magical fog that descends over a World Cup, and if you can harness it and use it to your benefit, like I said, in that beautiful Brigadoon-ish type of way, magical things can happen.
Alexi, we have to stop right there. There's no better thing or soliloquy you could say that could put a better bow on top of this whole chat. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and go Team USA.
All right. It's by the way, it's gone to 35 degrees over here in D.C. I'm keeping an eye out for you.
Always the meteorologist. We love it. Come back anytime, please. We appreciate it.